like to bring my next guest in now. That's the founder of Turn Left Media, Curtis Daly. Curtis, a pleasure to have your company. I'm assuming you're licking your lips at the prospect of Andy Burnham being a challenger to the helm as the next potential leader of the Labour Party.
I certainly wouldn't be licking my lips. Look, I have a lot of respect for Andy Burnham. There's a lot of policies I agree with, but I'm someone of the left who absolutely despises the Labour Party. I feel like I don't really have a stake in this. So I'm going to offer analysis of what I think about how he will be received. I do think it's a good thing that he can move the Overton window back to the left. Now, Reform are very successful when the conversation is around immigration, around asylum seekers. That's their terrain. And the Labour Party are more successful when they talk about the working class, a redistribution of wealth and power, all these sorts of the bread and butter issues. And Keir Starmer has completely abandoned all those things. He's taken millions of pounds from private corporations. Now, will Andy Burnham become leader? 99% no. First of all, he has to find a seat to win, and there's no such thing as a safe seat anymore. So especially with Reform or maybe the Greens knocking at the door. So we need to find a seat. Then he needs to bypass the Labour machine, who do not want him. I mean, you've seen comments from Keir Starmer's team embarrassingly attacking him, by the way, saying that he's Liz Truss. I mean, these guys need to get a new insult. They just call everyone Liz Truss that they disagree with.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. Andy Burnham is, of course, popular with the membership. If he does get to the membership, they will vote him in. Sorry, go on.
Curtis, my point to you is you clearly would like the Labour Party to go even more to the left than Andy Burnham, and he is to the left of Sir Keir Starmer, undeniably, is high tax, high spend, high borrowing. He'd like to nationalise a lot of key public sector, railways and so on and so forth. But I want to pick up on one of your previous points there about the Labour Party being the party of the working class. That's a fantasy. Labour Party has totally abandoned the working class. The Labour Party is now a party of the metropolitan liberal class, the university class, the champagne socialists, which is a slur you might not like. The working classes don't respond to the Labour Party anymore. The working classes, I put it to you, have gone to Reform UK.
Definitely true that the Labour Party have abandoned the working class, and that started a very long time ago. I would say around Tony Blair, because Margaret Thatcher even said that New Labour was her greatest achievement. He started privatising public industry. They were looking at funding from big corporations. So you're absolutely right. The Labour Party, especially under Keir Starmer, does not represent the working class. What Andy Burnham does potentially represent is, and I've spoken to many Reform voters, by the way, who are actually fairly left on the economy, maybe on social issues, not so much. On the economy, people are quite unified. People want to see public ownership of public services. They don't want to see privatisation anymore. And Keir Starmer doesn't speak about that. He completely lied when he ran for leader. He never was going to do this, by the way. So even though I don't think Andy Burnham is going to become leader, I also am sceptical that if Andy Burnham can bring back a lot of voters, because there are many people who left the Labour Party who will never vote for them again, including me. I voted Labour in 2017, 2019, and then when I saw Keir Starmer, I knew he was a complete corrupt liar. I voted for the Greens in 24. I'm not going to vote Labour again. So I do think that Andy can bring some people back, but at the end of the day, most people feel like the Labour Party has no goodwill left. But I do think putting nationalisation back on the agenda, talking about, and there's two things actually really importantly that Andy Burnham did speak about, which I think is really important, is we have an unstable market. The bond market is unstable. We also have an unstable government. And the two major things that could address this is, one, PR, because first past the post now breeds unstable governments, and two, mass privatization, because we don't have stable investment. State-led investment can be very stable in an economy. So I am very happy that Andy Burnham is talking about these things. I'm very happy that we can maybe shift the debate back to the left or the centre left. And, obviously immigration is a really important topic, but I would like to speak more about economic policy rather than immigration. But can Andy Burnham win anyone back? Very doubtful, but he won't get there because Labour insiders, again, his team will not have him in the party, or they won't.
Curtis Daly, you've clearly had your Weetabix, but we have to leave it there. Let's get you back on the show. You're a fantastic guest. I think you know your onions, mate. Let's get you back on Turn Left Media. Curtis Daly, thank you very, very much.